Hello, my name is Jupiter Hadley, and today we're doing a version of Jupi Plays All the Games, this time with the Procjam 2021. The Procjam is all about making generative software, so it can be anything: games, art, music, stories, recipes, poetry, anything. I've been playing all of the entries for a minute each, 10 per video, links to the individual entries in the description so you can check them out further. The optional theme was Charged this year, and this is a yearly game jam that I'm heavily involved in that includes a zine called Seeds, and if you have anything to say and you want to write for it, you should really check it out because it's great to see all those articles. Thank you very much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And if you want to support me, feel free to support me via Patreon or follow me on Twitter. Links in the description. Let's get started. We're checking out Twitter story Pythonbot for AWS. This is a bot that's tweeting out, it looks like micro stories? I don't know. Bot here, there's another folk story. Lewis was a wise but negative polar bear. Like all the animals, Lewis lived in the tyrant of Derek, the calculating warhog. One day, Brian the Shrew asked for Lewis' help to rid them of Derek, and Lewis agreed. Bot here, together they learned that Derek the warthog, while certainly calculating, was also prone to being rageful. While this adventuring, Lewis felt negative and almost gave up. When they finally met Derek, the warthog was feeling particularly calculating, and Lewis could not help but be negative. Lewis was ousted, and Brian fled to seek the true hero. The end, or is it? That story made sense. It was very good. It was a very good story. This is quite impressive. I like it. I like Twitter bots. Some of them are like 4 long. And there's tons of them, so if you want little stories. I wish it threaded, but that's like my only comment, really. Next. We're checking out Pianedo. I don't know if I'm meant to be able to control anything about... Oh, yeah, I can kind of use my mouse to wave left and right to kind of move a bit. It looks like I'm like absorbing stuff, like I'm a giant black hole. Well, actually, I'm quite small, but maybe if I eat more grass, I can be a giant black hole. I don't know if that's this type. Nah, I just got bigger. Yeah, this is definitely the type of game this is. I can absorb the entire world eventually. I can feel it. Can't absorb the tree yet. There's some rocks over here, different biome. I'll take the rocks. I'll absorb them. Hoping to grow big enough to get a tree soon. I like how I can sort of start sucking it in, but it just doesn't completely go in yet because I need to be bigger. But I am growing. Probably get the sticks now. It's hard to tell what I can actually suck up and what I'm just kind of leaving behind, either by not lining up correctly or by it just not being quite big enough. These plants, these like ferns I can take. What a fun game. I like the world as well. Next. We're going to talk about this next one because when I go to the itch page, it doesn't seem to be there. It's a game called Vagabond, which is $15 on itch.io. And for Procjam, they added procedural ruin generation to the game. It's available at the beginning of January, which is now, so I'm guessing it's in the game, and you can follow their Twitter for updates. It looks pretty cool, the procedural generation. It looked like it worked out well. There's not a whole lot of dead ends, and it's definitely interesting. The game itself does look fairly like well made. There's lots of screenshots here of like a big open world. You've got an inventory, a health bar, a mana bar. It's a shame that I can't like go into the game. Here's someone gathering some resources inside this mine. Looks cool. It's great that they added to it for Procjam. Next. I'm playing I Don't Get It, Modern Art Gallery Experience. Oh, okay. Donald 2012, ink on canvas. Notice how the nettling of the universe brings within the realm of discourse the subtraction of critical thinking. This is so weird. Derek, oil on bills. This painting, I don't know why I'm like moving slightly that way, but I am. This painting astoundingly because of how the reductive quality of the existence absurdity visually and conceptually activates the larger carcass. Okay, what is this? So it's me just being confused at procedurally generated art and text. Not sure about it. I don't see any, like, bits of art. I'm confused. I don't know what this is that I would understand. That one looks pretty cool, actually. Unsure how to feel. Huh? I think this is a very fun concept. I feel nothing. In front of us is the aura of all sorts of colors, though. I can just leave. Click to escape. Amazing. Next. We're playing slide cracking. Hold down or press left mouse button on the grid pieces with the holes in them, slide through them, and light them all up. Right. Like that. Oh, okay. What? I guess I had to come back. Okay. That was not explained. This game is so loud. Oh no. It's hard, the like going back and forth. So you kinda gotta remember it. I feel like I'm doing great, but it's getting faster. What an interesting game. Oh no. No, I lost. That's okay, it felt really intense at the end. Next. We're playing Ygdra. You accidentally stepped on a yellow plate that teleported you to a mysterious labyrinth. Find the purple plate to exit. So I don't have an Xbox controller that I can just plug in and play, so I'm hoping. Whoop. Yeah, I can use keyboard. It's just the controls are a bit strange. Alright, I've taken 5 steps. What about this treasure? Alright. Well, it's cool this labyrinth has rewards. That's great. I'm less mad about being randomly teleported. But I'm still a bit sad because I don't even know what the treasures are worth. No, it's definitely interesting. We haven't played any procedurally generative mazes yet. There's normally quite a few. And I quite like mazes. This one doesn't seem to have a lot of dead ends. Kind of loops around a lot. That being said, we now have choices. And I don't know which one to make. It's a bit of luck, mazes. And there is a dead end. Didn't even have treasure. How do we show map? I don't know how to show map. Next. We're playing SynthBeat. Yeah, I guess it's beat. There's lots of them here. Alright, so it's kind of like a shooter. We move very fast. And I feel like I'm sliding ever so slightly. Like the way that I can move, it feels like sliding. I feel like I've played this before. But I probably haven't. Who knows? The little skulls, I fell off the world. Great, great, great. It's fine. We'll get a slightly different beats. Our score's 30. I think it's just like a survive as long as you can, don't fall off the edge type deal. But who knows? Don't want there to be another falling off the edge incident, but I very much like the graphics in this, and the sound is good too. Though I'm not liking all the different towers, there are too many. Oh no. Lots of skulls. Next. We're checking out Fourier Noise. So it's an attempt at making a noise function by drawing shapes in the frequency space and converting them back into regular textures using the Fourier transform. Click on the generated pattern to regenerate new ones. You can click to get a new one. It looks really cool. It's very colorful. It's very small currently. Kind of wish I could zoom in with a magnifying glass and take a look at it. But it's quite mesmerizing, these different patterns. Look at that one. They kind of remind me a bit of optical illusions in a way. They are really pretty and really interesting to look at. But there it is. What a cool entry. Next. We're checking out Into the Abyss. So like a submarine underwater, and we can kind of move around a little bit. And there's some stuff floating in the water and everything. This is really cool though. It's quite a neat environment. And I like how dark and mysterious it looks in the background. It is struggling a bit on my PC, but I definitely think that's just my computer's own ability. Are we going to be able to move up? No, we can't. Oh, okay, we did. Alright. I'm glad that fixed itself, because if not, we were going to clip straight through the ground. It does feel a little bit like we're moving, like we're turning the world as opposed to our ship, and I'm not quite sure why, but everything works. Next. We're checking out L system experiments. Not gonna lie, don't really understand what this is, but I figured I'd talk about it anyway. I wrote the Python script to experiment with L systems. It is heavily commented. It's heavily commented and should be fairly easy to grasp. If you want to produce polished-looking graphics results, you'll have to tweak the turtle settings. It's all default. I've never made anything in Python, so I don't know what any of that means. There's a picture of this. Looks interesting. Looks like a little maze or a bunch of rooms. Don't know what L systems are. I'm not sure. Quite interesting to see another tool, another script to make things easier, and hopefully people found it useful. Next.